Hey guys, what's going on? Good evening. This is Urzis Gange. I go by G, and today I want to talk to you guys about holiday burnout. Now, Thanksgiving is just around the corner. It's about 2 days away. From the time I post this, is going to be 1 day away. And this is the time where we are supposed to feel joyful, connected, but oftentimes this is one of those sensitive times. The holidays just in general are a very sensitive time because it's a way where we are supposed to connect. But this video is more so for people who feel disconnected with everyone else around them. The topic I want to cover today is burnout. With burnout, there's a few things, right? For me, burnout is an overwhelming feeling that everything is just too much, whether it's work, emotions, friends, family, anything I do to trigger to where like I'm not physically tired, but it's like mental and emotional. And emotion for me more so is taxing than it is the physical things I have to do, such as go to work, maybe work out a little bit. So I have some key talking points here in front of me. So I'm just gonna go through them because it's gonna help me make this video a lot quicker instead of rambling and probably not post it. So the first talking point that I want to talk about is burnout during the holidays comes from emotional load, not workload. Believe it or not, for me, sometimes not having connections with your friends and family, being away from them, can cause an emotional distress to where it's weird to say this, but it feels a lot not having a lot. Meaning like not having the people around you, not feeling the love, not feeling the connectedness, you can feel lonely. And that would be like a small example of an emotional load, which is kind of weird when I think about it. It's like the lack of causes emotional distress. So it's like a belonging. When you are away from family, not just even your first time, it can be a lot, like emotionally can be a lot. So if you're dealing with that specifically, just know that there is a solution for it, but part of it is going to have to come from you in order for you to take action. At the very least, understand how you're feeling and then work from there. But I'm going to go through the key points and then we'll work through this. So the next key talking point is expectations, finances, family dynamics, and comparison increases stress. For me, the two things that really stand out, finances, number one. During the holidays, trying to fly, schedule, trying to visit family back and forth, it's going to cost a lot of money. And if you don't have the money, then you're not going to see family. Your family's not going to see you. And inevitably, what that means is you're going to have to spend your holidays in some way, shape, or form, not with your family or not with the circle that you usually want to spend your time with. The holidays are also back to back. You have like Thanksgiving, and then you have Christmas, and then you have New Year's, and just that whole like November, December and then you have gifts. God, don't even mention birthdays. But when it's finances, for me, you really what I would do is I would just pick one, and if you don't have it, you just don't have it. And I think it's better to be honest with the people around you, because overall your friends and your family and the people that care about you most would want you to be financially stable over you stressing out trying to buy them things, and it's going to cause more problems for you, right? That's what I would think. And then after finances, you have family dynamics. With family, I know for me, being of Asian culture, family is very, very tight. But over the years, for me, my family has understood that being in the military, it takes, you can't always be there. And you don't have to be in the military for this. You can be, working in a different state, different country. But I think it's really important to have that conversation with your family, just talking to them and just being transparent, being honest, maybe a little bit vulnerable, and just letting them know like, hey, this year may not be the year for me to like visit, or I can't afford to buy the tickets for you guys to come here, or me vice versa. Is there any way that we can do this or catch up? Although the holidays is an ideal time to be with one another, I think what's most important is spending time with each other throughout the year or when you can. And I think the attempt to try to be there for your family member is more important than ideally being there like on the 25th or the 31st, right? Or on the holiday, on Thanksgiving itself. So there's something to think about, something to bring up to your family in case that is something that's on your mind, especially as we go into the Thanksgiving and Christmas. Next talking point is many people suppress emotions to avoid conflict. Yes, this is true because I think If you have never been honest, or if you have family members, friends, or I'll just say people that are close to you, the ones that understand you or at least willing to be open to you of the stuff that you have going on in your life are going to be more receptive with your situation. They're going to be more understanding. They will empathize more for you, but you should not suppress your emotion to avoid conflict, because for me, conflict is just, it's a misunderstanding. It doesn't have to be violent. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be yelling. I think if it gets to the point where you have someone yelling at you because you can't make it and you don't have the money, I'm not sure if you should spend time during the holiday, like the time that you have, trying to explain if you know you're just going to keep hitting a brick wall, right? So I think there's a time where when we talk to people, when we talk to our loved ones and people that are close to us, where the conversation like works, they'll listen to you. But if you know it's just gonna hit it, like you're just not going anywhere, I would just save that emotion and in your own sanity and shift it to something else that's going to be a positive impact for you, right? Instead of trying to convince something that's just not gonna work. So that would be my 2 cents on that. Next one is providers, parents, leaders feel it most. I think for this key point, it's the people that care the most. And I would just, my 2 cents on this is people that care a lot will feel it more because they don't want others to feel like left out, right? If you're a leader, you always want to take care of your people. You want to take care of your troops. You put everyone else before you, and anything or anyone who's like left out, you kind of feel for them. For example, like for me as a supervisor, let's say I had like 5 people underneath me, right? If all 4 of them had places to go for Thanksgiving and one did not, I would feel bad that person did not have any. And if I'm like, hey, come over, like just come over to the house, right? We'll invite you, and then they don't want to go, or you don't know what's going on with them, it really does bother you as a leader, because it feels like you're suffering with them. But I think that is a part of it. I don't think that it's always like that. I think that, like people will understand. Like it's tough to read people, especially during the holidays. It really is. Like it would be easy if people spoke up to me or spoke up, for example, to you, right? What's going on? But if they don't, then it's hard to help them during this time. And it goes for you too if you're watching this. If you're not speaking up to your family, your friends, or the people that you care most about what's going on, at least right now, if they're trying to reach out to you and they can't get a hold of you, like that makes it difficult for them if they don't know. You can't read your mind, right? You might not be answering DMs, right? Messages. So, there's a saying that time heals all wounds, but in the holidays, it's a very sensitive time. So reach out to someone. Next one is going to be rest is a responsibility, not a reward. Yes, you have to take care of yourself even before. You have to be proactive before you reach a burnout stage. And in burnout, you either rest yourself before, right? Or after. When you go before, all it does, and I won't say all it does, I'm making it sound like it's not a lot. When you're resting, you're pacing yourself to withstand how long things can get. Like for the holidays, if you wait until the holidays are over to give yourself time to recuperate mentally, emotionally, there's going to be some part during the holidays where you're not going to be you, and you're not going to be your best. You're not going to be 100%. And all that means is no one else around you will get the better version of you. And instead, it could work backwards to where they will be spending more time trying to find out what's going on with John, what's going on with Sarah, what's going on with Mary, like what's going on with them, because you're not there. So it's important for you to find the rest part, not just sleeping, but whether it's making time for yourself alone, right? Working out, achieving small goals, something that's going to re-energize you to where you can be you around the people that you need to connect with during this time. Next key point, you can slow down without quitting on people. And I think this goes along with rest. During the holidays, it's like there's a lot of things that are happening. More so, it's not just the food, because that goes by pretty fast. but it's always the connectiveness. So for me, what this means is, again, pacing yourself, making time for yourself, taking care of yourself in all aspects and all pillars. If you go to church, please go to church. Just make sure that you are good, and no one knows you better than you. And last thing is, presence matters more than perfection. Being there for people during the holidays, or allowing someone to come into your life during the holidays when you need them, when you could use company, it means a lot. And no one knows company more than lonely people, or people that are going through it during this time. I myself was one of those. That's why some of my closest friends, some of my bestest friends, are the people that were there for me at my loneliest times. And it wasn't always perfect, right? Whenever I went through stuff, it's not like they showed up with cakes and gifts. Sometimes, or oftentimes, it was just sitting down next to me, being there with me, and just talking. And the same thing for them. I would show up, and just being there for the moment is what they need oftentimes. Company, conversations, good connections with an individual, someone, your best friends, co-worker, brother, sister, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, friends. Presence matter more than perfection. There is no perfect time to be there for someone. Just be there. That's really it. This is like, I'm glad I'm actually made it this far talking, because the key talking points really kind of kept me in order, is what I will say. So why this matters, let me go down. People need to hear that burnout is valid, normal, and repairable. It's true, because everyone feels burnout. Again, it's not just during the holidays. It's just that during the holidays, people feel most. Again, we're supposed to be super connected, right? Versus like when we have spring, summer, when work tempo is just very high. Emotional overload damages relationships more than intentional distance. Taking care of yourself is taking care of people who rely on you. Definitely, you can't fill other people's cup if yours is empty. Holidays intensifies unprocessed stress. Awareness reduces impact. So what that means is, like, sometimes you can be really stressed throughout the year, right? And then all of it just all of a sudden hits you throughout the holidays. But if you take the downtimes, like I was talking before, if you take the downtimes prior to getting into the holidays, it can reduce it. And the more we understand more about your emotions, about yourself, the more you can acknowledge and prepare for when it does happen. Because sometimes it's not how it happens, it's when it happens. Like, it's you're gonna get angry, you're gonna get lonely, you're gonna get sad, but like different times throughout the year can really have a significant impact on how you are going to be, not just around people, but for yourself. One thing I want to talk about are some practical and realistic steps that I kind of wrote down here. One thing is boundaries. Boundaries when it comes to stress is, let's say you need to make time for yourself and someone's inviting you out, and it's the time where you just want to make time for yourself. It's important to tell those people that may not be tonight, maybe tomorrow or a different time. And again, the problem isn't to the people that are close to you, that understand you. It's the ones that are kind of like on the outer circle of your friends. But again, boundaries. You gotta tell people when you can say yes, when you can say no. Most people will push boundaries, so you really gotta hold your boundaries of when to say yes whenever you want to spend time with them, because people are needy. People are very needy, emotionally, physically, time people want. But then sometimes when you need company, they're just not there. 10 minutes of activity. I'm going to change that out. Instead of just sunlight, 10 minutes of activity. At least go for a walk, go for a run. I think for me, physical fitness is going to be more so than the sun. I don't know why I wrote sun. But yeah, go move, go hit the gym, go do something, bust a sweat out. It's good for you. I promise you'll feel so much better. Check in. Focus on presence, not performance, and one honest check-in with someone else. If you don't have someone that you can talk to, go see a provider if you can. If you can't afford a provider, go see a chaplain, go see something. There's a lot of free outlets out there in your city. And if you're watching this video and you can't find one, please write me, I'll find one for you. Or I'll give me a call. I'll talk to you. But I think the most important one here is, out of all the practical steps besides boundaries and making time for yourself, is talking to someone. Really. You would be impressed. You would be, I'm not impressed, but you would be surprised at how much people can help you if you allow them to. You realize that you don't have to walk through that path alone, especially during the holidays. So be open. That's the only thing I would ask. Not sponsored, by the way, just want to tell you. Good. So I'm gonna close this out for me and say that you don't have to set yourself on, oof, check this out. There's a quote right here. Here's some pretty quotes right here. It says, this one says, you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Such a good quote. What does that mean? You don't have to burn yourself out just to keep people happy. Right? You have to take care of yourself. You do. That's a really good quote. Write that down. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. That is going in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I did not mean to talk this long, but the topics are just really good. If you can relate to this, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this, my first video, this first segment right here. And as always, I wish you guys a great day. Happy Thanksgiving soon. I'm going to post probably and make another video on Thanksgiving Day just to wish everyone a good day. And yeah, I want to wish you guys a good day or a good night wherever you are. And remember, you don't have to be perfect to have a purpose. I'm out. Thanks for watching.